Good afternoon, everyone. This is Tony from her Homestead Skills. And yes, it was a blessed day today. I did not do any prepping. Nothing from my pantry. I did a little bit of baking. I did bake my sourdough loaf and it turned out quite nice actually. But yesterday as well, I spent very little time in the garden. I went there for a few minutes and watered in some of the seeds that I had planted. And it's been beautiful weather, sunny, warm. And yes, they did need to be watered in. But I spent most of the day preparing for my activities of today. And what I did today is go to visit my mother. And it is a bit of a distance. So I had a few things to do. I had to gas up my car. And in this day and age, that's quite the expensive venture. And I also went to pick up quite a number of artificial flowers. And you may have guessed by that my mother has been deceased for a while. It's actually 11 years now, and the one thing that she had asked me to do was to go twice a year, once in the spring and once in the fall. And I can't say that I have always managed to do that. Last year I didn't go at all. But this year I made a point of going to see her and maintaining. And fortunately, I did have my shovel in my car because of my gardening. I keep certain tools in my car at all times. I could leave them at the garden site, but they would deteriorate in the rain, so I just keep them with me all the time. So when I got there, obviously this time of year, the dandelions are just prolific. They're everywhere, and this is just when they bloom, and there's thousands and thousands of them, and there's no keeping up with them at this time of year. So of course what I did was clean up. I took my shovel out of my car and I cut away around the edges and removed all the dandelions from my mother's site and my mother and father, because they're together, and also my brother, who's just a plot away. He's not very far at all. And I made sure I got 2 bundles of flowers, and it was an emotional time. And I'll have to make a point of going more often. I think in past years I've gone on Mother's Day, but it's always too crowded there. I think everyone seems to go on Mother's Day, and I preferred the peace and quiet of today. So that's what I did. And yes, it was a lengthy drive, and it was, in a sense, gardening. I was cleaning up a little plot of land, and I was planting flowers. So yes, it was a blessed day. Okay, so I decided to experiment with my last loaf of sourdough, and what I did was, rather than cooking it in the small Dutch oven, I cooked it in a regular loaf pan, and I used a second one as a lid. The other thing that I did, I have 3 of those, so I was able to leave one out while the 2 were warming up on in the oven. But the other thing that I did was pull it out of the fridge for a few hours and allow the loaf to continue to expand, so it looks to me like it rose a little bit more, and it certainly is a nice dark golden color. Now it just came out of the oven, so I don't dare cut it just yet. The other thing is, somebody asked me about sourdough starter, and I went back to the video that I made on how I made sourdough starter. I did everything wrong, and still it worked. Actually, I did try a couple of times, and the first few times failed. But even the time that I succeeded, I did everything wrong, and I still succeeded. So I'm going to try to do a video on how to make sourdough starter, and hopefully it will succeed this time as well. And that's kind of the issue with sourdough. Trying different things gives you different results, and I believe I really like the results of this one. It's nice and soft, and probably not going to be any issue to eat, and it's got nice wide open holes, which is something that people strive for. But anyway, I keep experimenting. I think I like this one though. I like the idea of having a loaf as well, because that way you can cut slices. All right. Okay, this is Tony from Her Homestead Skills. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.